Weird-Ohs dampeners. Cut into feed. Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
And you didn't think I was going to be on, did you? Well, here I am. This is previously recorded, by the way, but that's okay. We got to do something. We got to keep it going. So let me bring Joneser in and also our special guest as well.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this.
What's up, man?
Man, how's it going?
Great.
Let's bring Sir Clifden in as well, since he's here hanging out with us as well.
Oh yeah, there's the man.
What's up, Clifden? Good to see you, my friend.
Good seeing you guys.
All right. Well, today we're going to sit here and talk about all kinds of crap that we haven't thought about before, just off the seat of our pants. And that's the way we work here, because as everybody knows, I don't plan anything. I just do shit.
Nice.
Absolutely. Now, before we started the show tonight, me and Sir Clifden were talking about a brand new figure that Mattel just released, and a lot of you guys got in on it. I didn't. I wasn't even interested in it. But the storyline behind it is quite interesting, because I don't know how it fits in my mind with the Motu universe that I've created in my head, which is weird because I have a weird mind. So I'm going to bring you up full screen here, Cliffy, and I want you to show off this figure and tell me what you were telling me just a few minutes ago.
Well, I'm planning on doing my video for a giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure that out. And one of the winning things, I did not want this figure at all, but I thought, gee, I'm going to do this. I'm going to need to get pictures, and I'm used to doing my own pictures, you know, trying to do my, you know, make it look like my own material, my work, you know, my time. So I'm not borrowing pictures from nobody. I'm going to take pictures, and I went ahead and I bought one. So I have a Lady Slither here.
All right. Absolutely nice. I like the box.
And yeah, the box is real cool.
Now that's the outer box. There's an inner box as well, correct?
Yes, sir. We'll get that out right now. I was watching a YouTube video here about 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this one particular video, because it's already out there. I mean, it's really kind of hard to say no spoilers, because if you come across this popular YouTube channel, you're going to come across the video, and the guy's going to open it and he's going to show the comic book.
Oh,
Well, as soon as he opens the comic book and starts looking at the story, they didn't even, I think it was like the second page.
Mm-hmm.
You barely getting into the comic story, that little bitty dagger sword right there.
Yeah.
She cut King Hiss's head off.
She
And when I'm telling you, she cut his head off, when I'm telling you that, yeah, you see the fake head flying, but then you see that yellow corn cob being cut in half, and it looks like kind of like blood flying from it. So she kills him. That's how she comes to be the leader again, I guess. I didn't know nothing about that, and I was pretty shocked about that.
I'd never heard of her to begin with. Is she something that they came up with in the what was it, the classics?
Yes, the classics.
They never produced a figure. This is the first time they've produced a figure.
Okay. And so somebody came up with a storyline, I guess, that King Hiss had an old lady one time, and she was like this Naga. And then now she came back after, 100,000 years, and decided that she didn't like King Hiss's ass anymore, so she cut his head off, and now she's the queen, and he's deader in hell. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Hey, look, if that's your storyline, folks, you go for it, man. It don't fit nowhere in my damaged brain. It just don't.
No.
Sorry.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they've done a few different versions of Masters of the Universe and different canons and different headspaces. In fact, the most recent comic book that from Dark Horse, I believe they even dived into, like, you've seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
They did like almost a He-Man multiverse where
there is.
Where Zodak and Sorceress are looking
Anti-Eternia. That's where it comes in.
Yeah, they're looking into all the different versions. So they look through the Sorceress's little mirror, and they see the 2000X version. They see the Filmation version. They see the
movie
version. They see the movie version. They see the CGI Netflix version. They see the even the toy version where they did the new Eternia and He-Man was the barbarian warrior. Oh my God, it was hilarious in the comic because they made him a complete.
Yeah,
it was funny. But what I'm getting at, there was a DC Comics version they did somewhere, and I don't know if it was 2012 or somewhere in that ballpark, where King Hiss's power worked very differently than how we know it. Like, we know it just from playing with our toy, that he wore human skin and you take the human skin off and it's a snake skin, right? Well, in this version of the DC lore, if you will, it was more of a possession. So King Hiss possesses a human host. So King Randor was King Hiss and nobody knew it. And then it's revealed when the fangs come out and the eyes and then all the shit. And He-Man has to slay his own father. Yeah, go ahead, Jared.
That kind of sounds like that movie from freaking 1984 with Dennis Quaid.
Right.
Dreamscape.
Well, I think Paul said it in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun. Everybody steals from each other.
Right.
But Pop Hayden said it best. If you steal from enough sources, it's not stealing, it's research.
Right.
Well,
in this version, He-Man runs King Hiss, or his own father, through with the sword to exorcise the snake out of him. And it's funny because King Hiss taunts him. He says, "You'll never know how long I possessed your father. What memories are yours and his, and which ones are mine?" And it's twisted, but I was really into it. Well, then when he's exorcised from the body, his spirit leaves and he moves on to possess someone else. And later in the story, he actually possesses Prince Adam, and Prince Adam's walking around with King Hiss in him. And it's neat because, like, you'll see the character like turn around and also little tongue to let you know that he's in there.
Something comes to my mind, Joneser, and I watched a video the other day from a prolific YouTuber that does comics. I can't remember what his name was. Kill Me Guy. I don't remember your name, but I loved your video. And one of his things is the very best Batman is one of his little shticks that he does on there. And he brought up something that I hadn't thought about in a long time. Do you remember the Brave and the Bold?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day,
Yes,
the
sir.
Brave and the Bold. What was the guy's name that wrote those? I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
was it Neil Adams?
No.
It wasn't Neil Adams.
No. I can't remember what this guy's name was, but whenever he wrote a Brave and the Bold story, it didn't fit nowhere in continuity, and he didn't give two shits if it did or not. And he would sit there and he would write these off the wall, crazy ass stories. And the one
Len Wein?
yeah, well, no, it wasn't Lil Wayne
Len
either.
Wein?
No, it's a name, and he's been writing fucking Silver Age up until into the Bronze Age, Brave and the Bold for years and years. And he's the guy that even created the damn Teen Titans.
Oh,
Originally, the '60s Teen Titans.
yeah. Oh, it's on. I should know this. They should throw me out of comic fandom for not knowing this.
Anyway, I should know this. I should know it. But anyway, here's the deal. There was this Batman story, right, where Batman decided to go to the Wayne summer home on some island off the East Coast, a summer home that we've never ever seen before. And this is a Brave and the Bold team up with, of all people, the Flash, and it doesn't make a lick of sense, and it doesn't have to.
Right.
It's a good story. But anyway, when Batman gets to this house, he becomes possessed by the spirit of a pig-leg seaman from Portugal, the Portuguese. And he walks around like he's got a peg leg, and he gets in trouble with the cops because he tries to beat him up to get in the lighthouse, and the Flash has to come in and bail him out of jail. All right. Batman with a full Batman outfit on, going to be
Right. The 70s was a wild time.
Was it James Tucker?
that might have been. I
And
couldn't think.
Michael Jelinek?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really remember. My mind is mush. But anyway, I remember the story. One of the things that happened in this story was Batman comes across the urn with the cremated remains of his mom and dad in the summer home.
Wow.
They never got created. They were buried 6 feet under the ground in a cemetery, either on Wayne Manor grounds or in Gotham Cemetery. But for the purpose of this story, this motherfucker didn't care. He wrote it the way he wanted to write it, to the point to where when continuity finally became an issue that everybody had to find ways to get around here probably in the early 2000s, I suppose, they decided that all these Brave and the Bold stories occurred on like Earth 32 or some shit.
Right, yeah. Well, and the Brave and the Bold was kind of like, I don't remember which one came first. I think the Brave and the Bold did. But then Marvel kind of did the same thing, because what the Brave and the Bold was to DC was it was Batman teams up with random superhero of the month. And Marvel did it, what was called Marvel Team Up, but it was never a Marvel Team Up. It was Spider-Man teams up with a random superhero of the month.
Right.
It was the same idea. And then these stories kind of occurred off to the side. I don't want to say they weren't in continuity, because there were things that happened in some of those. Like, I remember I had a Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and Wolverine, and it affected X-Men stories previous and after.
Some of these Brave and the Bold stories, there was no way for them to and once the story was over, it was never referenced again.
Right.
But the thing is, at that time, nobody gave a shit.
Nah, you're rolling these up in your back pocket, riding your bicycle to school, throwing the book at your friend, That's
my point. Why can't He-Man's universe be the same way? We write the stories you want to write and write that story, and don't let it chap your ass.
I think it is.
Kevin Smith, it is. I've sat here and berated Kevin Smith, not because of the story he wrote, but because he's a lying sack of shit. That's the only reason I ever say anything bad about Kevin Smith. Otherwise, this He-Man story that's on Netflix, and they're supposed to be doing another one here, next year?
Revolution, yeah.
Yeah. Let it exist. Who cares?
Oh, it's going to exist whether you want it to or not.
Right.
That's the funniest part about it. But here's the thing, like you were saying, it can exist over here or over there or in here or wherever you want it to be.
Right.
I was not a fan of Masters of the Universe Revelation, and I watched it, and I'm going to watch the next one too, and I'm probably not going to like half the stuff they do in that one either. But it's okay because this is Kevin Smith's version of He-Man.
Right.
It doesn't have to be mine.
And it has every right to exist like anything else in this world does.
Doesn't matter if I think it's right or not. Here it is.
Exactly. Well, in the Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, there's a Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure where Allie the Piper runs Skeletor and his crew off just by playing the fucking bagpipes on top of Castle Grayskull. Did that fucking happen in the storyline? No, but it happened in mine.
And Dick Tracy teamed up with Mr. Magoo, and I loved it.
Exactly. I mean, all this stuff has a place in this world.
Right.
But why not?
What a combination.
Batman teamed up with Scooby-Doo. Me and Lyric had a great time watching that.
He did that twice on TV that I know of.
Well, and then they did it recently with the Batman the Brave and the Bold version and the What's New Scooby-Doo version.
That Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon was probably one of the best Batman cartoons I ever watched.
To me, it's my second favorite one.
Oh, besides the animated series. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, the animated series is groundbreaking.
Right. I can't put a superhero cartoon above that. None of them. You know.
Rumor has it that James Gunn is doing a
Brave and the
Bold Batman story. Now, how and what, we know movies, Hollywood, they change things. So, it's not going to be particularly to the story that we're aligned to, but there'll be some change.
The talk around the water cooler on that, it's going to borrow heavily from Grant Morrison's run in the comics, and that Damian Wayne is going to be the Robin, and that Nightwing and Jason Todd are going to exist, and it's going to be a little more Bat Family heavy.
Yeah.
That's the room. There is not a script written because all the Hollywood writers are on strike. So anybody who thinks they know
the strike was over. Wait a minute. Strike, the writer's strike is over.
It is now. That doesn't mean the script's written yet.
No, but the writer's strike is over. But now all the actors are on strike. And since the actors are on strike, the writers they can't cross the picket line. So they might as well be on strike too.
Yeah.
Right.
So until the actors get whatever it is that they want out of the deal, meanwhile, we can just be happy that these motherfuckers are not fucking up shit, and we can watch whatever we want to that's already out there. But yeah.
Oh man, The Rock can't make another movie. Man, the world's gonna end.
How? Wait a minute. All right. So you sidetrack me now, there, Sir Clifden, and that's fine. That's what this is all about. You sidetrack me. Is it my imagination? And look, I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I like his wrestling. I like his attitude when he was in the ring back in the day. However, as an actor, has he not shit on everything that he's ever done?
I want to give him 50-50. Some of his movies are very entertaining, very watchable. I'm not going to say he can win an Oscar, but I mean, if you're there to eat popcorn and watch The Rock be muscly and beat people up, they're 50-50. There's some of them I like better than others. The Rundown was really good. I liked.
Okay, who watched Black Adam?
I didn't watch that shit.
I did. I really liked it.
You did. I watched it. I thought it was total dreck.
I mean, yeah, there were some things, that I would nitpick, but as far as in a whole, I really enjoyed it. I mean, really, me and my dad literally had this conversation about 3 nights ago from this recording. And I'm going to tell you what, I am the opposite of you guys. Me and Dad, we really enjoyed him more as an actor versus his wrestling, because his wrestling, I'm not. He just really didn't do it for me, wrestling.
Well, he was another one of those 5 moves of doom guys. He never did anything else except those same old shit. But Ric Flair was the same way. Got to
So
do
was
it.
Hogan.
Yeah,
Especially Hogan. I mean, come on.
everybody's the same, you know.
But going back to Dwayne Johnson as
A movie star.
Black Adam. All right.
To me, that wasn't his best movie. I think his best movie, if someone put a gun to my head and said, what's Dwayne The Rock Johnson's best movie? I would say it was Walking Tall. I enjoyed that.
I'm gonna go faster with Billy Bob Thornton. I really enjoyed that one.
I liked Walking Tall. I thought he actually had some acting chops in it. I believed him. I enjoyed the story. And yeah, it was a remake of the old Buford Pusser Walking Tall, and it was their own version of it, but I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed him in the Jumanji with the kids and Jack Black and all that. It was enjoyable.
Back to Black Adam. All right. There's a couple things in there that kind of ruined it for me. Number one, the ending. Spoilers, folks. Who cares? The ending. Superman shows up, right? And that was because Dwayne The Rock Johnson said he did not want Captain Marvel or Shazam or whatever the fuck they call him now. He didn't want Captain Marvel to show up in the movie. He didn't want the guy playing Captain Marvel to be anywhere near his movie. He wanted Black Adam to fight Superman in the next Black Adam movie, which will not be created because Dwayne and Rock Johnson shit on Black Adam and ruined it. That there is going to be no sequel to that movie. And as a result of that, it killed the Captain Marvel movie, Shazam Fury of the Gods, which tanked.
I'm gonna parlay on the other side of that with you there. We're gonna embrace the debate here because I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't want that crap that they put for Shazam. I wouldn't want to be affiliated with that garbage either. I mean, dude, they need to redo the whole story of that. That was wrong. Because Shazam or Captain Marvel, whoever they want to call him, whenever he became from the kid to the adult, he was a genius.
Of course,
they totally went opposite with this movie. They made him be, an adult, but he's
you know why,
brain, and that sucked.
You know why? I blame what's his name, Keith Giffen. I blame him. Because that's the way they portrayed him in the Justice League comics back right after Crisis on Infinite Earths when they rebooted that comic book. They turned him into Captain Whitebread. He still had the little kid mind in his head when he became Captain Marvel. Look, if you go back to C.C. Beck, and that's where I go because I'm an old-fashioned old man. If you go back to C.C. Beck, whenever Billy Batson said Shazam and the magic lightning came down and turned him into Captain Marvel, he wasn't Billy Batson anymore. He was Captain freaking Marvel, okay? A whole different individual.
I mean, my just to go with my argument, my debate, look at the freaking crap that we got for Shazam 2. Dude, I upsettingly,
you like Fury of the Gods. I wasn't a fan of Fury of the Gods either.
I went against my better judgment after you said you watched it for everybody to not watch it. I went against my better judgment and against your word, and I freaking watched that crap, and it sucked.
Did you enjoy the Skittles commercial in the middle of it?
I didn't enjoy it at all. I enjoyed nothing about that movie.
I warned you, but then again, I've been
known
to play psyops with people. All right. For instance, hold on. Let me embiggen myself for this one, folks. And do this. There is a picture on the internet called the Lemon Party. Do not go to it. Do not look for it. Do not ever even think about that picture. Stay far, far away from that picture. I've done my duty for the day. I've warned you.
We were talking some Captain Marvel here. Now, first off, I agree with Jared's point. That movie was a piece of crap. If I was a Rock, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. But here's the other side of that. if you're going to play Black Adam and you think you're not supposed to cross swords with Captain Marvel, I don't know why you're playing Black Adam. That'd be like, I'm going to play Lex Luthor, but I want to fight Batman. Like,
Right. Yeah.
dude, like you don't get to pick who your villain is. Like that doesn't make sense.
No, and to go with you on that, he shouldn't have done that at all. Both of you, he shouldn't have done that at all. But I think he was trying to. He should have went with it this way. You know, look, I'll do this with this character. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it. Just not this particular one that y'all have got. Reintroduce and have the new character come in when it's me and Superman fighting, and boom, here he comes.
The best thing James
Superman,
the best
and then
thing
you get
James
our
Gunn can do. I'm sorry to talk over you, but the best thing James Gunn can do is to quit trying this soft reboot shit. Quit trying to tell us that all this shit that's already made is the first movie that's coming out in the new DC universe that he's doing, which is a lie. It's not. Blue Beetle was not the first movie in the DC universe. The first movie in the DC universe is going to be Superman Legacy, and we all know this, okay? And until that movie comes out, any of this other drink that comes out may or may not be picked up on. But going back to Black Adam, Black Adam is a villain. He is not an anti-hero. They started that shit in the Justice Society comic book. Why, I do not know. Why they wanted to reform Black Adam, an unreformable character, an evil villain if there ever was one. Why?
Right.
What makes him black in the first place? It's because he was Captain Marvel one day, a long, long time ago. The Wizard chose him to become Captain Marvel. But instead of doing things for the good, he did things for himself, becoming Black Adam, to eventually be banished and to one day return. And now Captain Marvel then has to face him and send him back to wherever it was that he came from. Make him say Shazam, so he turns into Teth Adam and suddenly turns into dust. That's the storyline, is it not?
Yeah, that's
how I know it.
That's how I knew. But
I want to share something with you guys.
There was no redeeming him at all. And did Isis have anything to do with him? No, she did not.
No.
Or whatever you want to call her now.
I want to share something with you guys. If you want to bring me up big here,
sure.
We're talking Captain Marvel, Black Adam, what have you. I got in my possession right here in these hot little hands. Captain Marvel Adventures number 47 from 1945. This is one of the oldest comics in my collection. It's graded.
Wow.
There we be.
Oh, I love that cover. I've seen that cover before.
Yeah,
that is a beautiful comic.
On my eBay for sale right now, $200 if anyone's interested. Or best offer. But yeah, I don't really want to sell it, but I would.
If I had $200, I might consider it, but my money's funny right now.
Right now, I hear you. But I just wanted to show that off because it just happens. We were talking Captain Marvel, and it just happens to be one of the oldest books in my collection is that Captain Marvel Adventures.
That's awesome.
That is an awesome comic book. I have no Silver Age comics in my possession.
No, that's a golden age.
Few Bronze Age.
That's a golden age.
And to see it graded is amazing too.
Yeah, that's not a bad grade, people. That's for that old of a comic. That's not a bad grade. No. Are there Golden Age comics that are in 9-10 condition? I'm pretty sure there are, but that will be the Church collection, and every one of them is known.
There's a 7.5 of that same book being sold right now, but they want like $300-400. Mine's half the grade, half the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, as far as movie universes go, whenever any property moves from one medium to another, it's not going to be exactly the same ever.
No.
So you remember the show from the 70s where was he like a kid in a bus with his granddad or uncle trying to save
Oh
the
yeah,
world.
one of my favorite shows. Filmation did that, as a matter of fact. It was one of the live action Filmation shows that used to come on, and it started out with just Shazam, and then it became the Shazam Isis Hour when they added Isis into the mix. But yeah, that was Mentor that drove the Winnebago.
There you go.
And the Winnebago even had the lightning bolt symbol for
Yep.
Captain Marvel on the front of it, so it's not like they were trying to hide from anybody, right?
But if they were terrible at it. But yeah,
And there was no wizard to be seen, but he had this little ball thingy with all these little multicolored lights on it, and he would chant this thing, and the elders would come, and that was all the ones that gave him his powers,
the strength of Hercules and the wisdom of Solomon and
yeah, Solomon and Hercules. Let's see, Shazam and Achilles.
the lightning of Zeus and he had it all.
And they would come and talk to him, and of course, all he ever did was stop people from hitchhiking and
Yeah.
Go to the junkyard and keep a car from falling on the kids because they were playing where they didn't have no business being. That's the stuff that he did, and that's okay. And there was always a moral at the end of it. He would tell us what today's episode was about, since we couldn't figure it out for ourselves.
Yeah, I remember him.
That's the way it was, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
It was a little corny, it was a little cheesy, but that was what it was back in those days.
But you know what his name was? Captain
Marvel.
Freaking Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
And it's
they wanted to distance themselves from Marvel Comics, is what it is now.
It's because of the freaking lawsuit, because of the way the laws work. It was out of print for a period of time, and as a result, Marvel Comics came in and produced their own Captain Marvel, which he sucked, and his comics sucked, and eventually they killed his ass off.
Yeah, cancer. I remember I had that graphic novel where he gets cancer and dies.
Yeah, and then they brought in Marvel Woman or whatever her name is. Miss Marvel.
Which is a better character, than their Captain.
Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel. And before that, Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel for a short period of time.
And then Rogue from the X-Men grabs onto her face and sucks all her powers up, and there's that.
Yeah, well, but anyway, when DC Comics, they actually had to license Captain Marvel for a little while from what was left of Fawcett Comics in the early, I want to say the early 70s, when they produced the Shazam comic, the world's mightiest mortal, Shazam, with one magic word, Shazam. That's what the name of the comic was, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, they had a deal with Marvel. Okay, Marvel said, okay, you can't produce a comic book with the name Captain Marvel on the cover. DC said, okay, we'll call it Shazam. And we'll call him Captain Marvel inside the comic. And they're like, okay. And that was the deal they worked out. So eventually they decided to purchase the character outright from whatever was left of Fawcett Comics or whoever owned those rights. They purchased it all together, and they decided to, like Joneser said, to distance it from Marvel Comics, to stop the little dig that Marvel had on them, and call the character Shazam. Okay, I get it. But he's still Captain Marvel.
Well,
it'll always be Captain Marvel to me too, but
same. No. Well, in the early He-Man Bible, for the Filmation cartoon, it was discussed, and we didn't see it in this version, but that it was a Captain Marvel-esque transformation where, Prince Adam, in his smaller stature, would invoke the power and transform to He-Man, right? But Filmation, being they go cheap, they used the same character model and totally threw it away and didn't do that trope at all. And then later it was brought back in the 2000X series where they revisited the idea.
I seem to recollect that the whole idea of a Prince Adam and a King Randor and a Queen Marlena and a Frady Cat Cringer all showed up in DC Comics before there ever was thought about a filmation.
Well, and that was when the a lot of the stuff was in flux. So they were working on a script, they were working on a backstory, and as you can see, there was a lot of conflicting information in those days because they did not have anything really ironed out.
That's back, folks, when Prince Adam wore a blue coat instead of a prissy pink coat.
Right. Well, and he even had powers as Prince Adam. He was like tying dumbbells and knots and throwing them over.
Not only that, but when he was Prince Adam, he was out there drinking in the pubs, and you had winches on it, 2 winches on either arm, like a pimp, you know.
Yep.
And
he was more like Thor, you know.
And that was and he didn't transform into He-Man. He ran off into the sorceress's magic cave and put on his He-Man shit, and then came back out and was He-Man.
Right. Same build, same hair, same yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes no sense. But I mean, that's.
But then again, the DC Comics is a separate storyline from all of this shit, which brings us all the way back around full circle to what we were talking about before. Every bit of this has a place in this world. Don't think that it does not. Don't think that people like me who have their own storyline running through their twisted mind don't read this other shit and enjoy it, or watch this other crap and enjoy it. I do. I love the DC Comics. I can remember as a kid being confounded by it, though, because in my mind I was trying to fit it in with the original storyline, and it fit nowhere.
Right, because in the original story, He-Man crawls out of the jungle.
Sure.
And there is no Prince Adam. And Battle Cat's just his friend that runs around in the jungle and comes along with him.
Yeah, he made a in the comic, and I think it's one of mine that I did as well. He made an animal call to bring Battle Cat out of the woods. Of course, I turned it into a jungle call in mine and let him do the Tarzan yell. Ah!
Well, and if you look at the original box art for Battle Cat, there's armies of Battle Cats. There's Beastman riding a Battle Cat, and there's like 6 Battle Cats running around. And it was not, like I said, the creative stuff was in flux. They did not have it ironed out. They did not have it figured
out. Here's the other side of the coin, and what he's talking about too is the guys who created this shit. They didn't care. They were trying to sell toys.
Exactly.
And that the whole idea of the Battle Cat being a He-Man mount is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my mind. They already had this big Jim Cat. I see you got yours too. There you go. You ought to give that thing away on the Joneser show.
Look what happened to mine, though. Her weapon fell.
Oh.
It's not stuck in the thing. It's all loose and rattling around in there. I'm going to open it anyway, but it's like still.
You just stick it back in there and then put it all back in the package and then give it away on the Joneser show. I've lost my train of thought. I'm
not going to open mine.
Speaking of which, I hate to put you on the spot there, Cliffy, but you said you were going to do a giveaway on your show. Is there anything that you want to tease to us?
Well, this, but the actual one is in the shipper, and that's why I got 2, and that's why I got 2 Batmobiles. I'll present the one that's mine.
Giving away a Batmobile, my friend?
Yes. And speaking of, real quick, on the Batmobile, I'm not going to put the gentleman's name out there, but he frequents everybody's chats. I noticed today, I read that he got contacted by Amazon and they canceled his
I saw that
Batmobile, and I'm pretty upset for him on that.
Yeah, I don't understand what that was about either. I don't know what. Have you experienced anything like that, Jones, where you ordered something from Amazon and they just said it was undeliverable and just here's your money back?
No, and I don't do a lot of ordering through Amazon because of that, like, or Walmart rather, because a lot of the times the package comes damaged if it comes at all, and so like a lot of my
Hold that
toys.
thought, guys. I've got to go get something, and I will be right back. But you guys keep talking for a minute.
Well, I was going to say, just to answer his question, a lot of the times when I do toy purchases online, Jared, I don't know how you do this, but I try to stick to just a couple places. I try to stick to like Big Bad Toy Store. If I do Target or Walmart, I usually schedule a pickup where I can go to the store physically and pick it up myself. That way, if the package is damaged or if it's in a way that I don't appreciate, we can handle it right then, right there. I have ordered from Entertainment Earth, and I have done eBay because eBay has buyer protection. And Amazon, I have not done a lot of toy buying. Where do you get your stuff from?
Basically the same place as you do. And of course, I'll throw a third. If I'm going to do my superpowers, I'm going through McFarlane.
Okay, I didn't even know you could do that. You can order straight to McFarlane on his website, or?
Yep.
I didn't even know you could do that. That might be something I look into.
In fact, that wave with the invisible jet and the Batmobile, that I got that whole wave like that. And I thought, dang, that's going to be a good deal. And, I'm skipping this other wave. I'm not buying another superpower until they get some of the mainstream villains. I want some more villains.
Well, who are you looking to see? Because I know my two. If you don't have Lex Luthor and the Joker, like, what are we doing?
That, I don't know. Like the other one that I'm looking at, that I would like, I would like Mr. Freeze. I would like, there's just so many others to get into, shoot, Black Adam, get Shazam or Captain Marvel.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to just
all of us.
Make a Captain Marvel, and they love repaints. Just paint them different, put a different head on them.
Are we talking about the Todd Fathers version of superpowers here?
Yeah, you got it.
They need to make some villains, and they need to make mainstream villains, but not necessarily things that have already been done in superpowers. Some more Batman villains, that's fine, but we got a lot of Batman villains to begin with. Let's get down into some Superman villains, for instance. Let's do the
Brainiac.
Let's do Brainiac. But we've already got a Brainiac version. Let's do the Parasite.
That'd be neat.
Let's do the Toyman.
Yeah.
And look, there's so many different versions of Toyman that you can pick from. The one I would choose if I were doing things would be the Super Friends version.
The Jester.
Yes. However, there's nothing wrong with the little old man Toyman, the toy maker Toyman, but he's kind of bland to me. I think that the
doesn't
one
make a good action figure.
Let's do every freaking bad guy that was in Challenge of the Super Friends in a Toddy Mac version for the new superpowers. Why can't we do that?
Why not Grundy or Gorilla Grodd or
I mean,
why not
make a great little figure like Darkseid, a nice little chunky figure that you can have.
Did you say Mixius Spitlick?
Yeah, Mixius Pitlick.
I love that.
There's two
That's
versions.
One of my favorite villains, even though he's
the Golden Age version pronounces his name different than the Modern Age version.
I can never pronounce it either way. I
always the one
90s show version with Gilbert Gottfried, which to me, if you want to have an annoying little man, what a perfect casting.
But Mixius Spitlick is how it was pronounced back in the Golden Age, and Mixius Pitlick is how it's pronounced in the Modern Age and Bronze Age.
And all I know is when me and Lyric watched that 90s version, Lyric, that was his favorite Superman cartoon. We watched that over and over again.
In the Super Friends, they pronounce it Mixelplick.
And that's how I do it.
That's not how it's pronounced. However, if you go back to the Filmation Superman that they did back in the late 60s, he pronounces his name Mixius Pitlick.
Yeah.
I just remember Godfrey. Mix, yes, Spit
Lick.
lick.
Yeah, and that's how it was pronounced back in the Golden Age, and that's how he looked on that Superman cartoon. They made Mix's Spitlick look just like Mix's Spitlick looked when he first appeared in Superman back in the day.
That to me, that cartoon was great. It told that classic story where he had to say the name backwards, and the casting was A+ to me because the guy was McGurk. It's just great. Wow, yeah, McGurk.
And then of course there's the world's funniest where Batmite and Mix's Spitlick team up together.
I forgot about Batmite. That one's annoying.
Yeah.
Well,
Batmite
was annoying all the way around, but he was supposed to be annoying. However, remember, folks, there's heel heat and then there's go away heat, and there's two different things. I think Batmite got go away heat, and I think Mix's Spitlick gets heel heat.
Agree.
Yeah.
Now, what did I leave for, and what did I come back for?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There was an Amazon exclusive figure for Masters of the Universe Origins. Do you guys remember what it was supposed to be?
Was it Manny Faces?
The mini comic version of Manny Faces.
You got one.
Now, where did I buy it from?
Not Evil Bay.
No.
Oh.
Not Amazon.
Oh.
Big Bad?
Big Bad Toy Store. So how did Big Bad Toy Store get an Amazon exclusive figure in their lineup or inventory?
Maybe they went to Amazon and bought a whole bunch of them, and that's how they got it.
Bingo.
That's what some of the ethnic people here who run stores do. I've seen them in Walmart buying cigarettes and stuff like that, reselling their own store. I think that's against the law, by the way.
Potatoes.
I don't get it.
No, they got to make a buck.
I don't get it. And Moss Man is the same way. Moss Man is available other than places from Walmart. And
yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I seem to recollect. And sometimes I recollect wrong, but I seem to recollect that the only reason that we had exclusive Panthers and Moss Men who were flocked was because Walmart was the only retailer willing to pay the extra to have the flocking done. And therefore, that were supposed to be exclusives to the Walmart. But apparently there's Moss Men available all over the place besides Walmart. And if you go to Walmart online, you're not buying it from Walmart. You're buying it from a scalper anyway. So what?
Well, here's the thing. They're buying them from Walmart and then putting them in their store and marking them up.
And then selling them through Walmart's reseller program on Walmart's website. Which I think Walmart should put an end to that shit.
Absolutely.
Why? They're making money on it too. They don't care.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
You know, but I hate to say it, but like Mattel's not in business to make the fans happy. Walmart's not in business to make the customers happy. They're all there to make money, and that's just what it is. It sucks when someone has to say it out loud, but that's just how it is. You know.
You're right.
You're right.
Right.
If I had a tomato, I would throw it at you.
You should, because you know what? I'm doing the same shit. I buy stuff and then I take it to the con and I sell it at a markup. And it's
you didn't even have to say waka waka waka.
Yeah, waka waka waka. Throw your tomato. I'll count my money when I wipe the juice off. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, and that's just unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, I just said that a minute ago, and it's true. I mean, these people are making money their own way. You can either support them by buying from them, or you can talk with your wallet and suffer the FOMO.
There you go.
I mean, even I go to Evil Bay. I bought my Black Manta from Evil Bay. Go ahead.
However, fear not. Fear not. If you don't want to buy the new Filmation Origin characters, Bill, and you missed out on some of the other waves that you couldn't get somebody, they're reissuing.
I saw that.
That's good though,
Fear not.
that shows you that they do care.
Yeah,
about
if
the fans
you want Goofy Eye
a
Merman,
little. And they want to make that money.
if you want another chance to get Goofy Eyed Merman, the one that we remember from the vintage days when we were kids that looked nothing like anything in the comic or the cross-sell art that confounded the shit out of a young Bill back in the day, it will be available again. And you know what? I just might buy one because those guys are Merman's minions from Under the Sea.
There you go. That will work. Just take the armor off of them, and there you go. You'd have perfect army men.
Or leave the armor on them because the cross-sell Merman's got the cross-sell armor on him.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it looked different. It had the little dingle balls on it or whatever.
Yeah, the little dingleberries hanging off the bottom of it, and it was the belt was separate from the chip.
See, I got the mini comic version in my collection, and I gave Lyric the other one without realizing like people are paying big money for that one.
Oh.
Well, whatever. It's a kid. He's playing with it. That makes me happy. I'm not all about getting money. Like there's been a few times where Lyric ends up with something, and it's like, well, whatever. I could have sold that on eBay for a fortune, but he's playing.
Speaking of Google Eye Merman, the one I bought originally, I don't forget where I ended up getting it from. It wasn't at a store because that was a hard figure to find. I think I bought him online, probably from the Evil Bay. I got
it from Target.
But mine was mispainted, so his eyes, one of them was looking up while the other one was looking down.
Nice.
I could pull him out one day and let you guys look at him. He's around here somewhere. I may have repainted his eyes. I can't remember. There's one of them I repainted his whole face so that it was the orange was too light colored for me. It was supposed to be a deeper orange like the original figure. But anyway, I think maybe I'll open that Manny Faces on the Sunday Hangout tomorrow. What do you guys think? Good idea?
That's what you want to do, man.
I mean, I don't know if you guys watched last week's Sunday Hangout. I did it by myself, because Jones, I forget what you were doing. Were you trying to gamble your way into riches, or did you decide?
No, that's exactly where we were. We were at the casino.
That's what I figured. But anyway, what I decided to pull out the old Dungeons and Dragons figures, and they're still over here. And I had told everyone that on this week's Sunday Hangout that I was going to go ahead and open the War Duke and Strongheart, put them all together, and actually display them with these other figures. And I think I'm going to do that. But I'm going to open that Manny Faces tomorrow and get him out of his plastic cage here. But I was looking at this figure very closely, and I like his face. He's angry. He's a mad motherfucker. He's mad.
Yeah.
And this character, if I'm not mistaken, he first appeared in DC Comics before he ever appeared as a figure and in his own.
You could be right. I cannot recall. I know my first exposure to him was an action figure with the Mystery of the Manny Faces mini comic.
Yeah, and that came with Manny Faces, and that was where he was introduced as an actor. And I think on the Filmation cartoon, he was bothering the little troll people that live.
Widgets. Yeah,
the widgets. Yeah,
the widgets, and he was a bad guy that became a good guy, and
then
he became an actor. But what always confounded me, and I'm going to figure this out and even make a video about it when I actually do a video about this guy. Let's think about it for a minute. He's an actor, right? Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe he became an actor afterwards. Why is he wearing this get-up? It looks like a spacesuit or some kind of
cybernetic robot parts on a human being. I always thought of that.
Is it cybernetic? Is this some kind of survival mechanisms? Is it a space? I don't know,
right.
But that's more where my mind is going. I don't care if he's an actor now or not. I want to know why he wears this getup. Why does he have to have a helmet on his head all the time?
You know, I love this line of thought. And as a kid, I had a toy Mechaneck, and my Mechaneck, the neck piece came all the way out.
Oh, really? Nice.
So I could take his head off. And in my mind, I came up with a backstory for him, because somebody doesn't just get born with a cybernetic robot neck, right? So I came up with a backstory for him, because I'm sure he wasn't born named Mechaneck. So in my mind, as a little kid, Triclops cut this guy's head off, and Man-at-Arms fixed his friend and gave him a robot periscope neck.
I like that.
How my brain
That's almost what happened in the Filmation cartoon, because I think Man-at-Arms had to give him a mecha neck because he broke his neck or something.
He hurt it or wounded it. Yeah. But it's like, how do you put a periscoping neck on a human being without removing his head?
Right.
Nice.
So that was how my little kid mind worked it out. And that's the fun of playing with toys, is you get to create your own adventures.
Of course. And that's me plug myself for a minute. That Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures are the adventures of my toys. And they cross over with each other. They meet each other. One toy line is in another toy line's adventure as well, you know. And I don't know if other people do this crazy crap or not. And I think Grindhead Jim was the one who told me that Machinima with toys is nothing new, but the way Mr. Home Arcade does it makes it special for him. I guess the way I do it makes it special for me. And am I going to continue to do Machinima with toys? Yes, I am. That's what my channel my channel started out being a Sea Monkey channel, but let's not go there. My channel blew up because I was making videos of my toys acting out the adventures of the storybooks. I've got 2 more storybooks to go on that number, and I actually have most of what I need to do the very first He-Man storybook. I need to do that. I need to do the last one. I can't remember. It was not King of Castle Grayskull, not Battle in the Clouds, but The Vengeance of Skeletor.
I think that's what got me first turned on to your channel, Bill, was I came across your mini comic redo, kind of like the Masters of the Mini Comics channel does, but I enjoyed your version. And I think I saw you before I saw him.
He actually does the pictures from the actual mini comics himself.
Right.
And he's doing a much more professional production than I would ever think about doing over here.
Well, no, I saw your version first, and your version was what made me hit the subscribe button. It's funny when you see other people's channel and you watch a lot of videos, and I don't know how you guys are, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and I try to support my friends, who sometimes you always forget to lurk and leave a like or a comment to tell them you were there. So just so you guys know, if you don't see me liking or commenting on your content, it doesn't mean I'm not watching. I'm just watching so much crap sometimes when I don't have my phone handy. I'm watching on my television. I can't comment.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, Grindhead Jim and I discussed that the other day too. You know, Grindhead, he might be down there watching the show and even looking at the chat, but he says never nary a word.
Right, lurking.
He's lurking. I lurk too. I do a lot of lurking. I do a lot of rewatching, or because I'm not there for the premiere.
Right.
I'm not there for the actual live stream itself. I have other things, other live.
I got kids in the house, so it's like I can't just stop. Like, or I work in the morning, and a lot of times I miss Adam. You know, Radical Toys. I miss his.
Oh, Adam's on constantly. I miss him all the time. I do go back and watch some of his replays every now and then.
Same.
Sometimes I don't, Adam, sorry. But, you know, I try to be where I can be when I can be. And that's not always the way it is. You just can't be everywhere at once.
Right.
And those who do, some of them get sick.
Yeah.
I mean, really ill physically because they're overworking themselves.
No, it is what it is. And here's the thing, like what I was getting at with this original rant, I got a little sidetracked with the whole lurking thing. But when you're watching somebody's video and you're enjoying what you're watching, and then runs across your mind, am I subscribed to this fella? And then you got to check, you know, because, and then that was that moment when I was watching your mini comic deal. I was like, I don't think I'm subscribed to this fella. And that's when I hit that magic subscribe button that we're all hoping everybody will do, you know, and that's just how that works, you know, but there has to be a video that makes you do that.
Speaking of which, since Joneser brings it up, all right, please do like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All of these things help the channel. And if you're in a position to really help the channel, I've even got memberships open. So you can become a channel member and get some exclusive content that nobody else will get. And if you don't want to be a channel member, or you don't want to give YouTube the monies, go to the Patreon. All these links are down in my description. You can go down and hit the Patreon link and go over and be a Patreon. And you pick how much you want to pay. I don't have tiers on there. I don't tell you how much you have to pay. I might suggest you pay me $5, but many of my Patreons pay me $1, $2, $3, $3.50. I don't care. Those little
bit helps.
Yeah, those little monies are what allow me to do some of the things that I do that I cannot monetize.
Well, you know, and I was going to chime in on this. We all have Patreons, and we all do content, and some of this stuff is not cheap. It's not free. I just bought some film editing software. That was $80.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now I can do little effects and things that I couldn't do in my videos before that I wasn't technically savvy enough to figure out. And then this little app I got that I had to pay for makes that a lot easier, you know, and doing content is not easy, and nor is it cheap. You know, I mean, Jared can attest to this too. I mean, you're spending real dollars and real money out of the
camera, microphone, new computer. I mean, I could go down the line, right? Sir Clifden.
Yep.
And the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, if you don't run your own channel, all right, all this royalty-free music that we play so that we don't get copyrights crooked, where do we get that from? Well, some of it's free. You can go to Ben Sound and you can get the same old sounds that everybody else is using for free. But if you want to get the good shit, you got to go get a subscription to some place like Toontank, which I do. That costs me, what, $20 a year. You want to do the StreamYard? Yeah, you can do the free version, but with the free version, you get something like this right here showing up on your screen all the time, and you can't do anything about it. And
that's not bad though, considering the software that I had just purchased, they had a watermark across the whole screen. Like you couldn't even see the video I recorded. And
wow. Well, the other thing is, if you want to have some of your own overlays instead of this, you have to pay for it. And so I tried it the cheapy way, and then I decided, well, maybe I do need to sit here and pay the $25 a month subscription or whatever you want to call it, so that I can do more of what I want on my channel. And yes, Grindhead Jim, I can hear you needling me in my ear now. Just stream directly through OBS, and you can do all this shit through OBS. Yes, you can. But and you can also have guests on OBS too. It confounds me how, but it's possible. But I like OBS. I use it all the time. I'm using it right now.
But I can't.
Is it easy? No. And you can't, because you got a Chromebook, if I'm not mistaken, and it will not run on the Google Chrome operating system or what the fuck ever it's called over there.
Nope. Sure won't.
Do they have another alternative?
I don't know. There may be. You might be able to get some royalty-free software somewhere. I think OBS is royalty-free. I just don't know why it don't run on Chromebook. I'm pretty sure there's a Linux version of it. I don't know if that'll run on your Chromebook or not. I don't know. I don't know what.
I had tried. I had downloaded it, got it, or I was going to download it, and right off of OBS. And when I got to looking going through, they had a big deal that said telling you that it's not for Chromebook, and they're still. Oh man, it's been so long. They're still trying to figure out what get everything ironed out with both, where they can get it to be compatible with each other and whatnot. And
weird.
So it's still not. I've checked that, and it's still not. So,
well, guys, I'm gonna run a quick little deal about this contest that I'm going to be running here on our Halloween special show coming up on Sunday, October the 29th. Sunday hangout that day, which is always going to be at 12 noon Central. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. Let me run this little ditty for the contest, and I'll be right back, guys. We'll watch this real quick.
It's time to play a Wheel of Fortune on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Enter to win Mossman. Email weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. Include in the subject line contest Mossman. In the body, your name and mailing address. Include an optional screen name if you want something different on the screen. Winners outside the continental United States must pay shipping costs. Enter the contest to win McFarlane Superpowers Robin. Email weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. In the subject line, include contest Robin. In the body, your name and mailing address, and optional screen name to put on the screen for the contest. Winners outside the continental USA must cover shipping costs. Tune in to the Sunday Hangout, Sunday, October 29th, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
There you go. That's how to do it. That's how to enter the contest. It's pretty simple. If you want the figure, do the email. Send me the email. Send me the information I asked for, and I will put you on the wheel and in the duck race. I think what we decided to do on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, and I did a poll in the chat. I said, okay, should we do a duck race? And that was a pretty overwhelming yes on that one. And I said, which figure should be in the duck race, Mossman or Robin? And everybody said, since Robin is a bird and ducks are birds, let's do Robin in the duck race, and we'll do Mossman on the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to quack do a duck race. So,
Bill, real quick question for a friend. Is it Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, WEIRD @gmail.com?
Well, let's take a look. I might have misspelled it somewhere. Did I misspell it somewhere?
I don't know. I'm just trying to win me a Robin.
I got you. All right. Well, here. Let me help you out there, friend.
There it is. Okay. Do I have to write Robin in the subject?
WEIRD, Fantastic Toys.
Toys.
No adventure.
No adventures. Okay.
Yeah. Weird Fantastic Toys @gmail.com. Why did I do that? Because I don't want you to have to type out the whole damn thing.
Well, see, I already did.
Well, I don't know where that went. That's probably going to come back to you.
Yeah. That's weird. I've got you in here as that.
And I actually created that Gmail address just for the first contest that I ran. But now I've made weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. That's my business email address now. If you go to my blog and contact me through my contact page, it'll contact me on that email address now instead of the other one I won't mention. And yeah.
Weird Fantastic Toy. No S in toys.
There is an S in toys.
Well, why the hell is it doing this to me?
I don't know why it's doing that to you. Let me look at my Gmail real quick. Weird Fantastic Toys.
Yeah, I got it.
Gmail.com.
Okay. Do I put Robin in the subject?
In the subject line, you put contest, Robin.
Contest.
In the body, you put your name and your mailing address. And an optional screen name. In your case, that would be Motu Joneser.
Got it, sir.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to accidentally dox anybody with your real name. So don't worry. If you put a screen name in there, I'm going to put your screen name up. If you don't put a screen name in there, I'm probably going to put your first name and your last initial only on the wheel. And as we were talking before, Sir Clifden, somebody entered my contest, and let's see if I can find it here. Last time, and his name was unpronounceable to me, and I'm sorry, sir, but he was a doctor. And Dr. K was what I ended up putting on the wheel. I did not put his name up there at all. And I won't do that to anybody. If you put your name on there and you don't give me a screen name to put up there, it's going to be your first name and your last initial only. And don't worry, Susudio, I will only put your screen name up there. You have nothing to fear. And B Po Man, that would be Mr. Benny. That's probably what I'm going to put up there is B Po Man. Just that's your screen name. And I know that. And I have about 14 entrants, some of them for Mossman, some of them for Robin, and some of them for both so far.
15 now.
Okay, so eventually I'll get that email from you. Did you enter the Mossman?
Robin, I already got Mossman.
All right, so you entered for the Robin. All right. And,
Holy Jolly G. Willikers free Robin Batman.
There you go. All right, so it's Mossman, and I set my contest up the way I did so that those who want to enter and really want the toys can enter them. Are there other people who do it differently? Yeah, they can do what they want to do. I'm going to do what I do, and that's the way I want to do it. If you want the figure and you want to enter the contest, send me the email and send me the information that I would like to have, and I will make sure that if you win, you will get your figure.
If I win, everybody's going to say it was rigged.
I already went through that.
Well, there's a certain pop actor out there, Rick. No names mentioned, but he wanted to give me $20 to rig the contest for him. The contest is unriggable, friends. Your name will go on the wheel or on a duck, and whatever one wins, the computer says wins. That's going to be the one that wins. And how does the contest work? I was talking to your dad, Sir Clifden, about that. He said, well, the duck race doesn't sound like fun because if the winning duck wins, that's the end of the contest. I said, no. It's going to work just like the wheel. All the ducks go in the contest, and whatever duck wins, that one's out, and we'll run the ducks again until there ain't but one left, and that's the winner.
So I want the slow duck.
You want the slow duck, friend.
My duck needs to be hit over the head before he's allowed to race.
Yeah, he needs to be a mentally challenged duck.
Yeah, I need a special duck.
Yeah, there you go. So, I know everybody runs their contest differently. I think one somebody here on the internet, the contests are only for members. One somebody says that you got to be a subscriber in order to enter this contest. And one somebody says that all of his Patreons and all of his members get automatically entered into the contest. Look, I have nothing against all of that. Hey, I want the contest to be available to anybody. I don't care who you are. I really don't care if you're subscribed to me. I'd like for you to subscribe to me. Please do. But if you don't want to, so be it. Send me the email and your name gets on the wheel anyway.
Dude, I did one like a year or two ago. I just put fucking names in a hat and had Lyric pull one out.
There's all ways to do this.
And he pulled Radical Toys' name out. And I was like, oh, man, everybody's going to think it's rigged. So then I had him draw again. And he drew Adam's other channel, Extreme Sega. So Adam won twice.
That really sounds rigged.
It wasn't
really
rigged.
No,
I think they all might have been Adam.
Yeah, these contests are not rigged, folks. But here's the thing. I've seen some of these bigger channels, that say, okay, if you want to enter the contest, then you have to leave a like on the video. How do I know you left a like on the video? You can tell me you did and don't. I don't know. And then they say you have to leave a comment down below. That means I've got to go through each and every comment to make sure that.
Nope.
Now, I'm going to make this simple, folks. If you want the figure, you'll email me. If you don't want the figure, you won't.
Pretty easy.
It's pretty easy and it's pretty self-explanatory to me. I mean,
Right.
they can go and pay third-party prices or Evil Bay prices, and they could just want it for free.
If you live in the continental USA, I'll eat the shipping on it.
Yep.
If you don't, then you're going to pay the shipping, and that's just because of the way the damn mail service is now. It's ridiculous and outrageous. But I hate it for you guys that are out of the country or living in Alaska or Hawaii or Puerto Rico or wherever. But or Guam. I may have some listeners from Guam.
No, we got
Eternia for Eldor.
And Eternia and Australia, New Zealand, and all over.
And some people who run these contests will not open it up outside the continental USA because they don't want to bother with international shipping. If you pay the shipping charges, you'll get a free figure for the price of the shipping. The shipping price may or may not be lower than the price of the figure. I don't know. I know one of our friends, the unmasked maniac Johnny Sorensen, said it costs $100 to send an empty box to Australia.
Yeah, that bothers me because I have some stuff I want to send.
Wow.
Yeah, that's there ought to be an option, maybe a shipping container, and when it finally gets full, it gets on a slow boat to China and then goes down to Australia or something like that. I don't know. And then it may take a year for you to get your thing, but you only pay a few dollars to get it sent. There's got to be options. Ever since the coof, everything has gone crazy.
We'll have to invent the beaming machine, and I'll have Scotty beam Johnny his toys and comics I wanted to send him.
But there is a matter transporter, but everything that they send through it gets destroyed and comes out as just dust.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Well, so they made a disintegrator ray, not a transporter.
Pretty much. All right, guys. We've been tooling around here for actually over an hour. I cannot believe it. We've talked about a whole lot of stuff. We talked about Masters of the Universe. We talked about Lady Slither cutting off King Hiss's head. We've talked about Braving the Bold. We've talked comics. I'm going to start with you, Sir Clifden. Anything that you guys want to talk about here in the final few minutes of the show, go, Sir Clifden.
I've got my giveaway that I'm going to be working up, trying to get a video and requirements, set up. Probably going to have that set up for the weekend.
Okay.
Is what I'm going to try to do. It's going to be not this particular Lady Slither. This one's mine, but it's going to be one that is still in the shipper, taped up, ready for somebody to, just like it was shipped from Mattel. And the same thing, a Batmobile, Flash movie Batmobile from Entertainment Earth. Mm-hmm. Pre-ordered it. It's still in the shipper box. Hadn't been cut open. I'm going to let somebody do that like it was meant for them, But I'm going to show my personal Batmobile for the picture display. Pretty much that's about all I got going on.
Okay. And Jones, what you got going on over there? I know you and Lyric played a game online the other day and did a video.
Yeah, I downloaded some new video editing software, which has kind of renewed my interest in filming videos and being able to edit them. I'm actually working on the Snake Mountain unboxing. I'm actually making a script for a little skit. We're going to have He-Man and Skeletor battle each other in the Snake Mountain. I'm working on some Dick Tracy skits. It's really in the script writing and music creating process. The music I'm going for on this is a little bit difficult to record because I'm not a saxophone player, but I'm learning, or I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I'm going for a 1930s noir detective vibe, but it's not going to be too serious. This is like my background. Like, we got Dick Tracy's office here with the little searchlight so he can interview Mumbles and
put the hot lights on him while he's sitting there
Yeah.
interrogating them. Yeah.
yeah, so you can make Mumbles spill the beans, you know. And I'm working on some other backgrounds and things, so I've got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, even though I haven't really put out a video lately. We put that Phasmophobia ghost hunting video game one out just because it was easy and it was something I could just record and throw out there. I'm planning on doing some shorts and some skits, and I'm gonna bundle the unboxings. I'm getting sick of doing unboxings, so I'm thinking we're gonna get like a whole bunch of them all in one and just get them over with. And that's what I got.
Well, may I make a suggestion there, Joneser? Please don't stop doing the background of the figure in Joneser's world.
No, I love doing those, and I maybe I will kind of dig back into the unboxings now that I've got that video editing software. I bet I could really pull something special off.
Oh, I think you had something special going anyway, because we got to hear how Joneser got that figure and how it entered Joneser's world, and that's the part I liked, Joneser.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and that was the part that made the reviews fun to me. But I mean, I guess I'm just so burnt out, and I don't know. We don't want to get down the burnout rabbit hole again. But
we've already been down that road once. Right. We didn't even did a show about it, but yeah.
But yeah, I was so burnt out in doing these unboxings. I just wasn't doing them, you know. And now the toys have piled up to the freaking ceiling, and I'm like months behind. Like I've still got like the Too Bad Clifden did like 2 months ago, and you know what I mean. Like, and it's not that you gotta be first or anything, but it's like, you know, once the figure's not new anymore, you don't really have that rub on YouTube that you would have had.
And the bundling idea sounds like a good plan too. Did you see what Grindhead Jim's doing lately? He's doing a new I think it's a Thursday show every week where he does Around the Toy Room.
No, that's a great idea though.
Yeah, you know, he's opening a minimum of 7 figures and a minimum of 3 toy lines, and just to get them out of the damn boxes that they're in, so he can get rid of some of that cardboard.
That's what I got going on over here. This thing's piling to the ceiling.
Yeah. And now, what am I doing? Well, I'm still doing the same old shit that I've been doing all along, but I do plan on getting off my duff and getting some videos made. I got started today, so it's a process that I have to go through in order to get one created. I've got a Golden Book type video that's not really going to be from one of the Golden Books. It's actually going to be from one of the coloring books that I'm working on. I got a Hostess ad that I want to do for Twinkies. That's going to be fun. I've got something that's been floating in the back of my head with Skeletor riding in his land shark, going by all of the toy lines as he goes home to Snake Mountain. I've got all these different ideas in my head, and as Mr. Home Arcade said, there's no excuse. Just start doing it, and then the first step is to start making some photographs that I can put together to make these videos work. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I may do that in the afternoons, maybe spend an hour or two down here just taking some pictures and getting some stuff together. And stop being so OCD, thinking I can't do something just because I don't have something. I can at least make some progress if I would just start doing this. And you can contact me and follow me on Instagram at Weird Fantastic Toys. And that's probably the one social media that I do pay attention to. I do have a Facebook page, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I don't know if it works anymore or not. I think it's still there. I barely look at it anymore. I have a Twitter/X or whatever that I've abandoned. It's there. You can look at it. But Instagram's where I'm at. If you want to follow me there, please do. I would appreciate it. In the meantime, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on and pre-recording this with me. I appreciate everybody watching late night tonight. I hope you guys had a good time in the chat, because I'm going to set this as a premiere so that you guys can chat while this is going on. And we may even be in the chat with you guys. I don't know. It all depends upon what our day's going to be like. But I know what my day.
I know what your day is going to be like. So happy birthday, Bill, in the future, because that's what day it is today when I say this later in the future. Happy
Well, happy birthday to you too, because I know that there is a day in the future that's already passed by now that's going to be your birthday, and it's just a day or two away from mine. So happy birthday to you too, Joneser, and many happy returns of the day. And Sir Clifden, thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate you so much, man.
You bet.
Hey, Jared, your birthday don't happen to be like October 1st or September 27th or something.
Oh no. We're still a few months away from mine.
Okay.
But before we cut off, because y'all got to do it, it's only fitting that I do it. Happy birthday to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
You
Appreciate
bet.
that, man. Hey, and even though we're pre-recording this, we're going to feed the ducks real quick before we say good night and good journey to everybody. And once again, join me tomorrow for the Sunday hangout. We'll play with Dungeons and Dragons figures. We're going to get that Manny Faces open. And who knows, maybe even Jones will join me for that. Or maybe he'll go play slot machines and have a heart attack because he thought he had a royal flush, but he didn't.
Dude, I thought I had that, baby. No, I better save my money and join you because the machines weren't too good to me that Sunday.
All right, man. Well, look, guys, good journey to everybody, and we'll see you next time right here on Weird, Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.